Hi everyone! Today we are going to be talking about how to boost your smoothies using superfood powders. So I've been getting a bunch of questions on some of my What I Eat in a Day videos about the different powders I use in my smoothies. So today I thought I would pick out 5 of my favorites that you can buy for yourself and try in your smoothies. So before we get started, I just want to mention, I know that some of you are probably going to ask me about price. And I will say that sometimes superfoods can be a little bit on the pricey side, but my trick for saving some money is that I actually buy my superfood powders online. Amazon has great deals on things in bulk, so some of them you can purchase in bulk and you end up saving a ton of money. And the other benefit is that you're not using a big amount in your smoothies, so really it might feel like a lot of money at first, but they end up lasting for a really long time. The other thing I want to talk about quickly is how I store all of my powders. So a lot of times they come in either plastic packages or they come in like little plastic bags, resealable plastic bags. I always like to transfer mine to glass storage containers, usually mason jars. That just helps, keep them from going bad. And I just love using glass instead of plastic whenever possible. So without further ado, let's dive into the first superfood powder. So this might not come as any surprise to any of you who follow me on Snapchat or Instagram. You know how much I love my chocolate smoothie bowls, and so the first superfood powder that we're going to be talking about today is raw cacao powder. So I'm going to show you the raw cacao powder that I have. So this is a big jar that I bought at like Home Goods or something like that. And I actually buy my raw cacao in 5-pound bags on Amazon. And I always make sure that I'm buying organic. I love using raw cacao in my smoothies for a bunch of different reasons. Raw cacao is obviously chocolate, so it makes your smoothie taste like chocolate, which is amazing. Raw cacao is one of the richest sources of antioxidants on the planet, any food. It's higher than blueberries, it's higher than goji berries, any of those other things that have been talked about that are really high in antioxidants. Raw cacao is actually higher in antioxidants than any of those things. And it's also really high in magnesium, it's high in B vitamins, so people that are not eating animal proteins, it's high in all of those B vitamins that are hard to find and hard to get. And it's also really high in iron. Raw cacao is also a great source of fiber, surprisingly. And raw cacao has also been shown to improve circulation. So it's a really great all-around powder. And I will say that raw cacao has a very strong flavor. So you're going to want to combine it with fruit that is very complementary, I would say. So some of my favorites are cherry, or I actually love blueberry and chocolate. I love adding it with blackberries and raspberries and strawberries. Banana obviously is amazing. I will actually link below to some of the smoothie recipes that I have on the blog, and also I'll share the link to some of the What I Eat in a Day videos where I show you how I make my exact chocolate smoothie bowl. So number 2 is spirulina. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm just going to go with it. We're calling it spirulina. If you know how to pronounce it, let me know in the comments below. So this is a blue-green algae. Definitely tastes like algae. It tastes like seaweed. It has a very strong flavor, but it's also really, really healthy. So spirulina is high in plant-based protein. 1 tablespoon actually has 4 grams of protein. You're probably not going to be using a full tablespoon in your smoothie, but even if you use a teaspoon, you're getting like a gram of extra protein that you wouldn't be getting otherwise, which is great. It's also really high in antioxidants like raw cacao, and you'll notice that a lot of the powders that we're talking about today are actually really high in antioxidants. But it is also a great detoxifier, natural detoxifier. So it helps pull toxins out of your body, and it helps to flush out the liver, and it also helps to support a healthy gut. I love adding it to my green smoothies in the morning, and I also love adding it to my chocolate smoothies. I think that it can throw off the flavor of primarily fruit-based smoothies. Something that is like a strawberry banana or a strawberry raspberry, the flavor might get thrown off a little bit if you're using spirulina, so just be mindful when you're adding it in. And also, one thing I wanted to mention is the amount. So because it's so strong, I would suggest that you start with just a half a teaspoon until you get kind of used to the flavor, and then you can up it to a teaspoon, or if you're adventurous, even more than that. I never do more than like 2 teaspoons because it's really strong and it overpowers the other flavors. So superfood powder number 3 is Maca. And I have been using Maca for about a year and a half, and I use it in almost every single smoothie. I find that it has a very mild taste, almost kind of caramelly, I would say. Just gonna put it down now. And maca is a root. So it's a powder that is made from the root of the maca plant. It's grown in the Andes in like Peru and Bolivia, South America, and it's actually been used for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years by the indigenous people of that part of the world. So it's just now made its way into our Western culture, and I would say it's definitely one of the more popular superfood powders that are out there today. You could probably hear a lot of health experts talk about it. And what's really great about maca is that it's a natural energizer. So adding it to your morning smoothie, you get a nice little boost of energy without having that spike that caffeine gives you or any sort of like jitters or anything like that. And maca also nourishes your endocrine system and helps to balance hormones. I have heard that you aren't supposed to have maca if you're pregnant, so I would do a little bit of research if you are pregnant before eating maca, just to make sure that you're like staying on track and being healthy. So number 4 is Reishi Mushroom powder. That might sound crazy that I'm adding mushrooms to my morning smoothies, but reishi mushrooms are an incredible medicinal mushroom that comes from China, I believe, and it's been used for thousands of years in traditional Chinese and maybe even Japanese culture. So reishi mushrooms definitely have a slightly woody taste. Again, I like to pair them with smoothies that are a stronger flavor, so something like a green smoothie or my chocolate smoothies, even like a richer fruit like a blueberry or a cherry, something that's a little bit more mild, I would say like a pineapple or tropical like mango. It probably wouldn't work as well. It naturally boosts your immune system. It also supports liver health, so it actually helps with the regeneration of liver cells, and it also reduces blood pressure naturally. So I usually just add about a half a teaspoon or so, and that's it. Okay, so my final superfood powder, which actually isn't, I mean, I guess it is technically a superfood powder, but it's a spice, is turmeric. I bet you're not surprised at all to see turmeric because everybody is jumping on the turmeric bandwagon. If you're not familiar with turmeric, it's actually the main spice in curry. So it's in a lot of traditional Indian, Asian, and Middle Eastern cuisines. It's like a very bright orange. And turmeric is most famous for its anti-inflammatory properties. The active ingredient in turmeric and what makes it anti-inflammatory is actually curcumin. And while I can't be 100% sure if these things are accurate, I also have read that turmeric helps with things like lowering your blood pressure, helps with neurological functions, it helps to fight cancer, it also helps with Alzheimer's. So people that are suffering from Alzheimer's, if they add more turmeric into their diet, apparently it helps with the symptoms. So again, I haven't done any of those particular studies, but I have read some studies that have proved some of those things. So I encourage you to go look online and read a little bit more about turmeric. So that was it. I have a bunch of others that I actually love that I do use. And if you want to see another video or if you want to hear more about those, I'd be happy to make another video. I will also link to all the products that I'm using so that you can check them out and pick them up for yourself if you are interested. And I would actually love to know what you think about this type of video. I've never done one like this before. If you like this style of video where I'm kind of just like talking and sharing some of my favorite things, let me know in the comments section. And if you have specific types of foods or products or anything that you want to talk about, let me know and I'll add it to my list. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I'd love for you to give it a big thumbs up as always. And if you haven't subscribed, I will put a subscribe button up in this corner that you can click and automatically subscribe. And I think that's it for me. So I will see you guys on Tuesday with a brand new recipe video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!